It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and all eyes are on Sam Darnold. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Vikings and the Lions, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And able to get this out to the 25. The Vikings offense making their way out behind their former number 3 overall pick, who spent his last year as a 49er. It's Sam Darnold.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Darnold now to throw. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. The Vikings at 2-3 here to begin the new season. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Up the middle, Jones. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard. A play fake, and it's Darnold. And it's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
And this offense has come out swinging here in the early going. They pick up a nice chunk on that pitch and catch. And the two of them have this offense moving in the right direction to start this game.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. To throw is Darnold. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
Now it's Darnold. This is caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Aaron Jones His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And out come the Lions for their first drive behind their 9th-year quarterback in year number 4 with Detroit. It's Jared Goff.
And while he won't admit it because his team lost the game, he had some fun in the last one.
He threw for over 400 yards.
I mean, there's no getting around it. As a QB, yeah, okay. We lost the game, but, boy, that felt good flinging it around. Now he's got to figure out how to do the exact same thing, yet turn it into a win.
That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. A big play there for Detroit. 55 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver or that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Williams, the man in motion left. Just beating the play clock is Goff. This to Laporta, right side. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be second in a couple. Here's Goff. This will be caught at about the 5. And the Lions are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Gibbs will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Gibbs again. And this time he's not going anywhere. In fact, he'll lose yardage back to the 3. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
And they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they?
A lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. And the QB rating right now sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. But I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yep, that's the
right. That's the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly,
Darnold loses it. And one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Here's Darnold.
Middle of the field to Jefferson.
They'll give him 4 yards there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Vikings.
Jalen Naylor.
88 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Here's Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings.
And they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
This is such a good unit of covering passes downfield. I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch. But nothing doing on that one.
That is caught by Laporta.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
In motion right, that's Williams.
Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Here's 2nd and 7. Gibbs straight ahead.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
I mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Here's Goff.
Finds Gibbs on the check down.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Goff. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Goff now looks to throw.
A short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His 4th catch already in this first quarter. It's a first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
He's got it complete to Gibbs.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Throw left side, caught by LaPorta. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. He's now just 3 yards shy of 197 yards receiving on the contest, and a first down. Goff now looking to throw. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs from 3 yards out. And the Lions are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Oh, good return up past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one. Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And Darnold just beating the play clock. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
It's now 3rd and 9.
Here's Darnold. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
A 45-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start things off with a give to Gibbs. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
He'll get this one to Patrick. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice this little game. The Lions on third down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Goff now to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Goff.
That's to the tight end, Laporta.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Again, Goff.
A short pass here taken in by Laporta.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the short catch and flip the down marker back to one.
This is caught by Williams. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. Now it's gone.
Over the middle and taken in by Laporta.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Now Goff.
That's complete to Laporta.
These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Just beating the play clock is Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. To throw is Goff.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Goff throwing again.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
They'll run with Gibbs.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jahmyr Gibbs
with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Lions have taken the lead. CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game.
17.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 37 yards.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps. It delivers a big play here for this offense.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Running right, Jones.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column. Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when a screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over. But he ended up finding another receiver.
And he will have the Vikings first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
When you're dead last in the NFL in third down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about him picking up that one? That was big for them.
Back to throw, Darnold. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2. Now it's Darnold. Pass complete to Naylor, right side. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Here's Darnold. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up. And we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today is track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Lions offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Here's Goff. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Now a 2nd and 6. Gone. He finds his man complete. It's Gibbs. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now gone. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing again is gone. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Out of the gun. Goff. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Back to throw. Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, this from 34. Bates' kick is good, and that will tie us at 24 all. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before the break. Darnold finding Hockenson here on the out route. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin across the Atlantic at venerable Wembley Stadium in London, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Mac Jones, terrific in the air with over 400 passing yards there. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30, up to the 33. The Lions offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Here's Goff. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Well, they found him 8 times in that first half, and this is his first catch of quarter number 3.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Goff now looks to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead.
I know we often laugh and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Vikings offense and Justin Jefferson set to take over once more. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this third quarter.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down. Second down and 6 now from the 26.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
They'll go again to Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Darnold. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
There to knock it away was Brian Branch.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
Goff.
He's got it complete to Gibbs.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Now it's Goff.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and
3. Gibbs will try and pick it up.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Darnold now to throw.
Complete. Jefferson to target.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Here's Darnold. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. I'm going to call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and the Lions will take over.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
Here's Goff.
Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route.
And he goes out right around the 39.
Ball on the 39. Here's a 2nd and 4. In motion goes Patrick.
Now Goff. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And St. Brown going to have the Lions first down as he'll get this up to the 45-yard line.
Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
But they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides, but to see the ball in a running back's hands.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. This is 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
And Darnold just beating the play clock.
That's down the field for Jefferson.
And he's got it inside the 10.
And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
A big play there for Minnesota. 48 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now Jones. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Aaron Jones.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Vikings are an extra point away from evening this one up.
He's having a nice little game. Maybe already has an eye on that 3rd touchdown.
And how about what our producer, Christian McLeod, likes to say when they've scored touchdowns like this? He's put a tent up in Touchdown City.
Extra point right down the middle. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Lions offense and receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown set to go once more. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. So every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the 2nd half.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down.
And the Lions first down.
In motion left goes a tight end. Just beating the play clock is gone.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
Quick toss by Goff is complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to convert on third and short yardage with a gain of 4.
So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Goff now to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
To throw is gone. It's caught on the right side. Williams. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held up to an okay gain. Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Bates' kick is good.
And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And the Vikings now heading on to the field.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 28-yard line.
Again, it's Jones. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
To throw is Darnold.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Vikings first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9. Back to throw, Darnold. This one swung out here to Jones. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Off play action. Here's Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field. And they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves. Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. So following the fumble recovery, here's Darnold. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away. Now Darnold on 3rd and goal. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. Great defense there on 3rd and goal. They took away everything. Forced him to fire that one to the sideline where no one could get it.
Will Whitaker on for the Vikings field goal.
And this one is right through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. They come through with 3 after forcing the turnover. But CD's second half, you're starting inside the red zone. Obviously, they would have liked 6 out of that. Absolutely, because that's all you're thinking is how do you get it into the end zone? You want the field goal to be the last resort. In this case, they gave it a great try, but did have to settle for 3. The Lions offense set to take over. Well, the bad news, they had the turnover last time. The good news, their defense only surrendered 3. So now we are set up for a great finish, all tied here in the 4th. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with. From the gun, here's Goff. There's the stiff arm. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one. I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver. To the air again. Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 2 yards to go, second down. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. Williams, a man in motion right. Here's Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. They'll fake the give. Now gone. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
Here's Goff. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. Bates' kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So Sam Darnold in the offense, down by a field goal, a little under a minute 50 remaining. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down. That's taken in by Sherfield. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Oh, and how important could that play be in determining a winner here? That moves the ball all the way to the other side of the field, and now you're one completion away from at least getting into field goal range to tie things up. But with the time remaining, they've still got a shot to win this as well.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it. And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Here's 3rd down and 5. Darnold to throw. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick here is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So the Lions, now they'll get the first crack at things here in overtime as we are back underway. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on 2nd down. Now a play fake, and it's gone. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Probably thinking they got to be careful not to force anything here in overtime. This is 3rd and a mile right now. Goff. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up 4th down. The defense does its job. Now they're going to get the ball here in overtime with a chance to win it.
Major league kudos to them, because to get the ball back in this spot, everything was on them. It had to happen, and they pulled it off. They'll get it back for their offense with a chance to win.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. But their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah,
and it's intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick, and the Lions are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. Both offenses sputtering a little bit here in overtime, Charles, but give credit to the defenses, and certainly credit to them on that last play. That is a huge interception.
I will absolutely do that. They deserve the credit because they forced a punt on the opening drive of overtime. You know, no one wants to give up the ball in OT, and now you have them back out there knowing that it only takes a field goal to win this game. Big-time defensive plays being made.
After the interception, here's Goff. Well, this is caught by Williams. No gain, and it's second down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catches, hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
A huge play there in overtime. 41 yards.
Just straight money right there. The biggest drive of the game, a chance to win it in overtime. If they've been saving that play, they sure pulled it out at the right time. A huge turn of events there.
So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Lions are going to win this game.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Lions, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.